Welcome back. I've dismantled, brought the car down from the previous video. It was on the pallets, but the pallets were simply too wide. So I brought the pallets down, and as I said in the previous video, I've trimmed the pallet, made it narrow. The issue was the pallet came out so wide it was getting in the way of the handle for the press. I'll show you that in a minute. So it seems pretty sound. I've put blocks under the blocks all sit in a stack, so it's not going to creak or crack. And I've put blocks straight against the subframe. Then I've sort of angled the axle stands slightly onto the subframe mounting and bashed in with a hammer or wedge. Same that side. It's extremely high. The car's lifted, it's ridiculously high. It doesn't give much of a sense of the true height of how high it is in looking at the video. And then I've just for extra measure, just to keep it extra stable, I've put wedges on top of the axle stands directly onto the jacking points. The top one had to be hammered in, just to stop the car sort of from rocking. It's been quite a task getting it up this high, and it's my trusty tools store. Look at that. Good God, I don't have a shed, you see, so it's, see, look where the light is. My knee is way higher than the light. It's, the car's so low, we're so low at the back and enormously high at the front. Now, it is quite it's all original under here, as I expected, but it's actually very solid. There's no rot, thankfully. There's got quite often rot in here and rot down here, but the original bushes, give the camera a chance to focus. You can see it's all cracked. I've sprayed these with WD-40. Everything's wet with WD-40, so I expect this to be quite some challenge. But everything's there. But the brake disc has got a lip on it. It passes the MOT, but I have some brand new discs. I'm glad I brought them, because there's a lip there of about 2.5 millimeters. They're a bit of a mess, but they're not warped. Now this is complete mush. It's just all cracked and there's not a lot left of that. That's the anti-roll bar. We can't really see very much, to be honest with you. That actually looks like it's been replaced at some time. That's quite new. Yeah, that's definitely not an original bush. But it's relatively, you can see it's got brand new stainless steel nuts on there. But yeah, that's new. But I'm going to change it again. I've got some brand new ones. But that's about the only new part I've found on this car. It must have been an MOT failure at some point. So now, let's have a look. The springs, I can't tell you. Actually, no, they don't look as if they're that old, actually. I've got no record of them ever being changed, but it's a bit of a devil to do. I've got this spring compressor here. And it has to go up as you can see on the outside of the spring, there's physically nowhere for those things that go on the outside, to go. I've got 4 of those. So it has to go up the centre. And I've got purely for safety's sake, I've got another washer and nut. So you have to, I generally put 2 washers, 2 nuts on. Let me just show you how this works. It's a bit of a fiddle. The camera probably won't pick it up fully. I've just put some paper down here because I've sprayed WD-40 everywhere and it's all dribbling off. It's just like a roll of child's artist paper I tend to put down to catch spills. Right, let me see if I can do this one-handed. What has to happen, there's a hole in the bottom of the pan, and the compressor has to go through that hole, up the centre, and I don't know if I can get the camera in, probably not. Let's put my hand in, see if I can follow my hand. Yep. No, you can't really do it, but just behind here, there's a hole, which this sits in. So let me just see if I can do it one-handed, see if I can push it in. It's a bit awkward. Get myself down. Okay. You can see why it's so long. You have to get the car so high. So straight up the middle of the spring. There it comes, look. Straight up the middle. If I fiddle it around enough, I can't really do it one-handed, it's too heavy. It will. Come on. Anyway, you get the idea. But it's just a bit, it's a bit too heavy one-handed. Actually, I think I've got too many sleeves on. Let me pull that off. Take one of these sleeves off. Push that right down. There we go. It's an awful fiddle one-handed. Excuse me grunting. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's right through. There we go, and that's it. And this, I can't remember. I don't think I've got it set up correctly. Yeah, this is supposed to actually, which can't remember which way around I've got it, but I've got anyway. I'm going to have to fiddle around. I've got yeah. This is supposed to be the other way around. But yeah, so that pushes into the that pushes very nicely into the cup here of the what's it called? The pan. Excuse me, I'm struggling for breath. I'm that crunched up. But you see how this works. So yeah, you just turn that handle, and it will compress the spring. I wanted to show you how it goes in, because whilst I'm not going to do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll press the spring, I'll mount the camera on the tripod, but my body's going to be really in the way, and you won't really be able to see. But it's quite a powerful old tool. This it's reasonably safe. You know, it can't really fly off. Unlike that last one I used, the one that goes on the outside. I hate those things. Anyway, I'll probably take this spring out tomorrow.